Why knowledge matters.
What made you write the book, The Language of Possibility, in the first place?
Yeah. So one of the things I've always been interested in is as an educator, as a building principal, I interviewed hundreds of teachers, a lot of them on their first job out. And when I asked them always, why do you want to be a teacher? They always said the same thing. I want to be that person for that child. I want to help the kid that nobody's connected with become a better person, become a better student. And then I've always been amazed how you go from that to 10 years into your career, 11 years into your career, saying things like, oh, these kids can't and these kids won't, and they're lazy and that sort of thing. And I always thought there had to be something in there that made that shift, right? And so during the pandemic, I was supporting schools all over the country with professional development, but I was doing it from my office. I wasn't traveling around the country worrying about rental cars and flight delays and hotels and all that kind of stuff. So I was able to do day after day after day from my office. So during the pandemic, I was working with one school on a Monday, and they started talking about, we have low babies. Our problems are in our school are our low babies. And I was like, okay, don't call them that, because you shouldn't call students low. And second, if you call them babies, what can a baby do? Absolutely nothing, right? So you're really infantilizing them, and that's not good. So the next day was a Tuesday, and I was working with another school in a completely other part of the country, and they started talking about low babies. And I was like, okay, stop. And then the Wednesday, another school in another part of the country, and they were talking about low babies. And so I said, this has to be a thing. So I began to do some research on the human brain and the way we use language, the way we process language, and how it actually processes our thoughts. And then as I got deeper and deeper into it, I contacted Solution Tree Publishing and said, I think I got a book here. And with the help of Sarah Payne Mills, who works there, we kind of crafted it into, okay, this is an idea that can become a book. And so that's the genesis of The Language of Possibility, really looking at why that shift happens sometimes from, we want all kids to learn, to these kids can't and these kids won't. And it's a real biological kind of process that often takes place. And then once we know that, we can start mitigating it.
That's why knowledge matters. Make your life a masterpiece. Visit now programs.d-ykm.com.